Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to the Season Keepers, the show where the only two people we recommend keeping for the season is us. My name is Matt, aka Clean Sheet Wipeout.
My name's James, aka SK James FPL.
All right, James, how you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks.
Is your FPL week going as shit as mine?
Yeah, another bad week, I think.
It's been a terrible
Almost
week.
certainly going to be another red arrow,
Yeah,
unless
100%.
Ramsdale need to save about 3 pence, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah, exactly the same here. Otherwise, I think we're fucked. And obviously the ESR news. We're recording just as the Arsenal team sheet comes out, and Smith Rowe is not in the squad. Aubameyang's on the bench, and I'm pretty sure I've seen that Tactician gets fucking Jared Bowen's points off the bench because of
Filth.
Smith Rowe. So it's
That's
unbelievable
disgusting.
filth. It is, honestly. It'll be fucking stirring the porridge, I tell you. All right, but we're obviously going to cover the 9 games this week. We thought we'd record on the Monday, try and get it out as quickly as we can, and yeah, just go from there really. So first things first, James, should we chat about the absolute cracker of a game on Saturday afternoon? It was West Ham 3, Chelsea 2.
Yeah, what a belter. Fair play to West Ham.
Mm.
Great performance. Obviously started well for Chelsea. Thiago Silva, good goal. And then Mount giving it the big one when he scored as
Oh,
well.
stunning finish as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, good goal. We spoke about him in the week, and
I feel
yeah, he's carrying it on.
I feel like a bit of a broken record talking about Mason Mount. You know,
Yeah,
we
we don't even know this.
no, exactly. Whenever we mention, whenever he starts, he absolutely hauls. And yeah, once again, goal and an assist matches his performance against Watford, but he got a bonus or 3 bonus points this time instead of 2. So uh, does that mean that Tuchel's going to keep him in the side? Honestly, who knows? Because it feels as
I,
that.
I think he will. I think it'd be a bit harsh to not play him. Obviously, the Champions League does sort of
Yeah.
throw a question mark into the mix, but
Although I think
yeah,
they only have to draw the tie this week to win the group, so it'll be interesting to see the lineup. That, to be fair, all the Premier League clubs that are in the Champions League are quite intrigued to see the lineups.
yeah,
But yeah, it wasn't the best of days for Edouard Mendy, was it?
no, a strange goal to win it. Obviously, Masuaku looks like he's trying to obviously cross the ball. I don't know if he mishits it or deflects,
It
but
looks like
either
it gets a
way,
slight deflection, I think, but not
yeah,
much.
yeah, just ends up at completely wrong foot as Mendy ends up in the top corner.
Yeah, and then obviously,
Obviously wins the game for
yeah,
West Ham.
exactly. And Jorginho kind of played the back pass to Mendy early on, and Bowen put him under pressure. Mendy takes him out, and obviously they get the pen. And this time Lanzini was the one to step up and take it, which was interesting.
Yeah, it was. So we've got again three returners that aren't Antonio in terms of the goals. Obviously, he did pick up an assist, which
Yeah,
no doubt owners would be happy with. And I think now the fixtures get a little bit easier for them.
yeah,
So it's probably brighter times ahead for Antonio owners.
agreed. If you had to choose between Antonio and Bowen, which one would you go for?
Obviously, on current form, Bowen.
Hmm.
But if I had the choice and had the money for both of them, I'd go Antonio.
Yeah, I'm contemplating going Antonio, mainly because I've got issues with all three strikers, which we'll come on to later. But if I was on wildcard, for instance, I think I'd strongly be considering Jared Bowen.
I wish I had my wild card.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, then let's move on to a much needed win for one of the relegation sides. It was Newcastle 1, Burnley nil.
Yeah, big game this one for both sides, and yeah, Callum Wilson doing what he does best
Yeah,
and
once again.
scoring. Also not getting booked, so doesn't get that suspension just yet. I don't know how many games he has to play
uh,
before it gets wiped off.
I'm pretty
Um,
sure it goes all the way through to like February.
right, okay, quite a while to go then.
Yeah, I'm fully expecting him to have a suspension. He'll pick up a booking at Man City, and then he'll be suspended for the Man United game 2 days after Christmas, so he gets Christmas off, and then he won't have to come back to the 30th of December. These footballers know what they're doing.
Yeah, I remember people even get sent off, don't
Yeah,
they? Oh dear, but yeah, no, very good 3 points for Newcastle.
yeah. Whereas obviously on the Burnley side, it's a little bit worrying for them, and I think at the weekend they've got West Ham. That'll be a tricky game. Then they've got a must win against Watford. And then honestly, their fixtures. are horrendous for quite a while. And could this be the season that Sean Dyche finally can't save Burnley?
Could be, but it probably won't because
Mm,
they have a knack of surprising everyone when you kind of least expect it. They just pull 3 points out of the bag and can do it against big teams.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see how they cope in January with their the likes of Tarkovsky, for instance. I think their contracts are up in the summer. Whether Burnley let them go in January for a fee, or whether they hold on to them with the hope of trying to use them to stay in the league, and then obviously just let them go. I think the value there will probably be a lot more to stay in the league than they would to sell them.
Oh, big time. So I'd like that. It'd be good for them to bring in some more players, like sort of like they've done with Cornet,
Yeah.
that make the team sort of a more, I don't know, sexy side.
Yeah.
Sort of take away from this kind of brutal defense
Yeah,
kind
I
of
think
outlook.
I think Cornet picked up a knock in this game, which is obviously unfortunate. I'm not sure of his injury status. We'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I think he was subbed early.
Interesting.
A game that I don't really want to move on to, but I'll move on to it anyway. I
Oh,
was there, and it was Southampton 1, Brighton 1.
bloody sick though, wasn't it?
Fucking joke.
Both just personally and because of FPL with
Yeah.
Livramento
Oh yeah.
playing just
Went from
an extra
eight
nail.
points to one.
Oh, yeah, horrific. Mope scored, shushing the Northern end. Um, oh dear.
Absolute prick.
Yeah, infuriating. Obviously, the thing to talk about is McCarthy sort of playing on despite being injured. It's not good.
Yeah, it's frustrating, but honestly, I blame them both. I blame McCarthy because from about the 55th minute onwards, Lianco was taking all the goal kicks. And it was whether he was taking them direct or McCarthy would do that stupid little 2 yard pass to him in the box and then he'd clear it out. But it was obvious that McCarthy was struggling. And we were all discussing it in the stand saying, well, what's going on? Um, we had only made, we hadn't made a substitution at that point at all. And then we made two and we still had one in reserve. And if your goalkeeper's struggling, yes, I know Harry Lewis is young, but he's still, a Premier League goalkeeper, at least a third keeper, and he plays well for the B team. So
Mm.
give him a chance because I'd rather a fit Harry Lewis than a McCarthy that can't move. And
Yeah, exactly.
it meant that we couldn't really get out at times because McCarthy just couldn't clear the ball. Um, and then obviously on the goal, he just can't move. Like when as soon as Mope goes through, he just stands there.
Yeah.
I do wonder whether the fact that McCarthy was injured had an influence on what Prowsey did. Because at the moment Brighton are taking the free kick, obviously we've lined up. Prowsey, for some unknown reason, and I can only explain that, sprints back to the back post, which means he then plays five Brighton players onside when the rebound comes back out. And obviously they've all gone beyond the wall, expecting a rebound. And they're in such clear air that Mope's got time to look up and then smash it in. But I don't know what Prowsey was doing.
No, no, it was infuriating, but maybe that did play a part. I didn't
I
think of
think
that at
I
the
think it
time.
probably did because
Yeah,
likely obviously the players knew. Prowsey's probably looking at McCarthy's position and thinking, well, there's no fucking way he's diving that side. I'm gonna have to get there. But
yeah.
I think the comments from Hasenhüttl were a little harsh because I don't think he should be
Mm.
digging him out as much as he did, particularly when at first he said he didn't know that he was injured, and then he said he knew he was injured, but he didn't realise the extent of it. Well,
Yeah,
if you know he's injured, just bring him off. That's surely a managerial fault.
yeah, exactly. And of course now Willie's come in.
Yeah, yeah, we got Caballero in for a month, don't we?
Yeah, yeah, big Will.
I seen
So
that.
that'd be interesting. Hope.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got a lot of experience, and
yeah.
I'd probably fancy him over Harry Lewis. So
Likewise.
give him a go.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously talk about the goal scorer Brozier. Very good finish. It was good to see him get a start. I kind of expected it, and I was talking to a few people on Twitter and saying, pretty sure Armstrong's probably due the rest now because Brozier had one, Adams had one, and rightly so. Yeah, Armstrong was rested for this one, and Brozier stepped forward, took his goal very well. I thought Tella also had a pretty good game, but
Yeah,
the issue with this is both Romeu and Salisu picked up their fifth yellow cards. So both of them will be suspended for the weekend against Arsenal.
Yeah, it's a big miss, both of those.
Yeah, it'll be. I expect it to be Lianco and Stevens as centre backs because Stevens is back fit, and presumably Diallo will step in for Romeo.
I'd imagine so, yeah.
Yeah, and then quickly on Brighton before we move on, the big news is the fact that Lewis Dunk was missing. Turns out he was in a knee brace, and the rumours from the Athletic are he's at least out for this year. And there's rumours circulating that it's an ACL injury and he could be out for quite a prolonged spell. So this weekend, Brighton, I believe, are without 8 first team players against Tottenham. Duffy is obviously suspended. Webster and Dunk are injured. Cucurella, I think, isn't playing. They've got no defence.
So are you thinking of keeping Harry Kane
No,
in FPL?
no.
Okay.
Even with this new, I might, in the Sky format, which obviously we do a podcast
Yeah,
about, but nah, not in this one. He's gone.
cool. It's a shame.
That's not, mate. Right.
Agent Kane.
From one late winner to another, it was Wolves 0, Liverpool 1.
Yeah, good old Divock Origi. I think he's got sort of cult hero status at Liverpool. They love him.
Oh, he does, yeah.
Always seems to come up with the goods when he comes off the bench or starts even.
Yep.
And yeah, no different in this game. Gutting for Wolves, obviously, but sort of these are the sort of performances that can win titles.
Oh god, yeah. I was kind of panicking a little bit because obviously 0-0 at half time. You're like, oh, you've captain Salah, but everybody has. And it was honestly of no surprise when I heard about a last minute winner, and I turned to my brother and I just said, I bet Origi's had something to do with that. And as we were walking out the ground, he checked his phone. There he was. Divock Origi got a last minute winner. He loves it, and that's why Klopp loves him.
Yeah. Terrible miss from Jota as well, worth mentioning.
Oh man, honest, I had no idea until I watched Match of the Day, reluctantly, mind you, and yeah, to see that miss, fuck it out.
Oh dear.
Probably cost me about 8 points, I tell you.
Yeah, I think it did. He was on quite a run, so a shame for you he didn't do it.
Fucking joke. And then finally, obviously on the Saturday, it was Watford 1, Man City 3.
Yeah, I was a little bit disappointed Dennis didn't get anything out of this. I was actually quite hopeful.
His run ended.
Yeah, but no, but Bernardo Silva show really.
Once
Fantastic,
again.
fantastic goals. Keep scoring, getting in the right positions all the time.
Yep.
And keep starting as well. And obviously, big news is that he's not travelled for the Champions League, which means obviously he's very likely to start against Wolves at the weekend. So makes him even more appealing for prospective owners.
It does indeed. If I had the transfers available and I didn't have issues regarding my forwards, I think I'd be going Rafinha to Bernardo Silva this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good move.
Judging by that smile, James. For those on the audio, James has got the biggest Cheshire grin after I said that. I reckon I know your move for the weekend.
I may have done that.
Yeah, shock. But yeah, it was a pretty resolute performance, and obviously you've mentioned Bernardo Silva there, but I think Rodri hasn't travelled, Cancelo hasn't travelled, so very likely that those players are getting a bit of a rest now, given the manic schedule coming up, and hopefully that then means that they're probably fit enough to play the 3 games in 8 days, obviously with Wolves, Leeds, and then Newcastle, and those are the kind of games that those players could return and return very well.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how they go on.
Yeah, for sure. And then obviously those that are on Dennis, I think he's probably a hold like yourself because Brentford, Burnley.
I've only just brought him in.
Exactly, like Brentford, Burnley, Palace, Wolves. It's quite a nice little run, and I'm actually considering him as well for this little run. But we'll come on to why when we discuss our teams. But
because he's cheap.
Well, that and yeah, you'll see my problems.
Okay, yeah, he's. I've got 3 price rises out of him. I bought him at 5.3. He's now 5.6.
Yeah,
rising every day.
Doing very well. Right. I mean, I think this weekend was the weekend of at least late goals and late drama because Leeds and Patrick Bamford, to be precise, pulled one out of the bag. It was Leeds 2, Brentford 2.
Yeah, great to see Bamford back. Obviously, Ayling back as well, and they linked up for the goal at the end. And if they didn't have such horrific fixtures, I'll probably be bringing Bamford in.
Agreed. Yeah, it's very much a wait on Leeds in general. I think all the way until probably the 2nd of January now, isn't it? It's a horrible run of 5 games, and I include Villa in that because Villa are playing very well, and we'll come on to them shortly. But yeah, it's definitely not the time to be jumping on. And in fact, people have probably got a decision as to whether they move off of Rafinha because, albeit he has been returning and he's been picking up goals and assists, I don't think Leeds are going to do a lot in the next 5 games.
No, it would surprise me if they did. I've taken him out, but I feel like if you did have bigger problems elsewhere, you could leave him in there and he might get you something.
Yep. Yeah, there's always the possibility. Um,
Definitely.
and then obviously on the Brentford side, the news initially was the fact that Ivan Toney missed out because of COVID, and I believe from reading the Athletic that he is also going to miss the Watford and Man United games. So if that's the case, he's very much a sell, which is frustrating for me because I was planning to hold Tony probably all the way through until the Man City game when the fixtures turn. I'm gonna have to sell him now, which is a right bugbear. Um, and then on the other side, those that for some unknown reason are still holding on to Mbomo finally got a return, got an assist.
Salvation for those owners. Did you have him at one point in this?
Yeah, yeah,
You didn't. Well, you did. Oh,
yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah, very much overdue. And who knows? Maybe the floodgates are open now.
I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it as well.
They
It's the
do
post.
obviously play Watford at the weekend though. Or
Yeah.
actually, it's the Friday night game, isn't it? And in Tony's absence, and Burmo probably becomes more of a key figure, and he could well have to perform this weekend against quite a leaky Watford back line. So if you've got him, I'd probably hold him for this weekend.
Yeah, yeah, might as well.
And then jumping on to Ralph Rangnick's first game in charge, well, officially in charge, at home to Crystal Palace, and they came away with a win with a very unexpected goal scorer. It was Man United 1, Crystal Palace 0.
Yeah, Fred's in form. 2 assists in the last game and a goal in this game.
Changed man.
Yeah, 4.9 million. Wouldn't be the worst fifth midfielder in the world.
Yeah, jump on him. Jump on him.
Buy him, everyone. Probably a waste of a sort of a third Man United slot, though. Um, not that you'd have 3 Man United players, I don't think, at
That's
the
the
moment.
thing. Are you actually likely to triple up? Because Ronaldo, sure. If you've got the budget, then maybe go to one of their midfielders. But I very much doubt you've got the budget to get 2 Man United premiums. The other alternative for those maybe on wildcard, David De Gea could be a good option, given
Yeah,
given the fixtures. But yeah, why not have Fred as your fifth midfielder? He's 4.9 million. Rangnick seemed very impressed with him, and obviously scored an absolute screamer with his weaker foot. So
yeah. I mean, he has been playing better than he has in previous seasons.
yeah,
In fairness to him. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how United get on. Obviously, a lot of people are going to be moving on to Ronaldo from Harry Kane.
yep,
So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on in the weekend.
yeah.
Hopefully, not cursed by
Nah, God, I hope not.
transfers in.
Yeah, because it was more. I think it was a 4-2-2-2, which obviously we've become accustomed to seeing it at Saints, with a bit of a pressing game, and Ronaldo pressed very well. I think he won the ball back more times than Palace combined, from what I was reading on stats. That might be
There you
wrong,
go.
but I'm sure I've
People
plucked it up.
say he can't press. There you go.
Exactly. So yeah, a very good game. And honestly, I think Palace probably gave United a bit too much respect. I think Vieira would probably say that himself. They had the chances initially, but yeah, I think United it was their game to win.
Yeah, yeah, it was.
And then moving on to a game in which I decided to watch. For some unknown reason, the 3 2 o'clock kickoffs. None of the well, actually no, the Women's Premier FA Cup game was on TV, but I still don't know why Sky or BT didn't pick up any of the 2 o'clocks. So I legally streamed the Spurs game because I thought, oh, Harry Kane all over. No, Spurs 3, Norwich no.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it when I checked my phone. I thought 3-0. I was like, oh, fuck's sake, it's finally happened. Harry Kane scored loads of goals.
Did he?
No, not even an assist.
No.
But yeah, Ben Davies. Credit to James at Planet FPL, who
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure has Ben
he does. He
Davies.
does. Yeah.
2 assists, clean sheet, 15-pointer,
Yeah.
absolute filth. 4.4 million as well, very, very cheap.
Yep.
I think I'd probably rather have him than Ben White in my team, to be honest.
100%. Yeah, at the moment.
Same price.
Yeah, playing very well. And obviously, last season's partner in crime for Harry Kane, Heung-min Son, played very well. Got himself a goal and an assist. Arguably, probably could have had another goal. And a 13-pointer. I think showing Harry Kane owners what we expected to get from Kane, when in fact we get nothing. Even if he's playing as a centre forward, like watching him, honestly, it's not even like he was playing as a centre back or a centre mid anymore. He was playing as the number 9, and he still wasn't getting in the positions where you'd expect him to score.
Yeah, I think the difference is like when you're seeing Son playing, he actually does look dangerous. Whereas Harry Kane, I don't think he does.
Nah,
It's just, yeah, it's just I'm not sure what's going on with him, to be honest.
nope. The question is, will Kane ever score in the Premier League again?
Should do.
And obviously, as for Norwich, it's a pretty poor result for them, but they've had some decent results previously that have obviously given them the points to at least be competitive down the bottom there. And Pookie probably should have put them 1-0 up to start with, and it might have been a different game had that happened. But yeah, they'll probably just wipe this off and come back for the weekend when they face Man United at home.
Yeah, they'll go again.
Yeah.
They've looked good since Smith come in.
Yeah, and from one new manager to another, James, this one started a hell of a lot better. It was Aston Villa 2, Leicester 1.
Yeah, very, very impressed with Gerard's reign so far, and surprise, couple of goals from Konsa in this one.
What was he doing? Like a 17-pointer from Johanna Konsa.
Absolute filth against Leicester. No one's calling that.
No.
Apart from the people that have like 400 teams.
Yeah. I've no
Yeah,
idea why I've just called him Johanna Konsa, by the way, because that's Johanna Konta, and she's just retired from tennis. It's Esri Konsa.
Yeah, it's Esri. Yeah, and then on obviously the Leicester side, Harvey Barnes is actually doing what we thought he'd do at the beginning of the season.
Fucking typical.
Classic Harvey Barnes,
Yeah.
the world's most unpredictable man.
Yeah, 100%.
And yeah, darker assist. Obviously, Vardy was benched for this one, only to come on in the second half. Didn't get anything, but yeah, credit to Villa, good performance. Brendan back in the team. He's probably a bit gutted because he took himself out of his fantasy team, only for him to now go and get an assist.
Yeah, I've seen that. That was quite funny. And
imagine that, removing yourself.
I know. I don't. Why? Maybe he was thinking he was jinxing himself.
So now he knew he was out of the team for that game, the game week he did it. But yeah,
true. Madness. And then obviously for James Maddison owners, probably not what you were really looking for, given 26 points in the 2 games previous, and then nothing in this one. Gets himself booked, comes away with a 1-pointer.
No, they'll probably say, "Oh, I'm not owning him for this game. I'm owning him for Newcastle at home."
Yeah, that'll be the one that he gets rested for.
Oh God, that's the pain.
And then let's do a quick score prediction then, James, because it's 15 minutes till the Everton Arsenal kickoff. Is a bit of a timestamp for you guys. What are you going for?
Well, I'm going to go for what I hope is going to be the case, and I'm going to just say 2-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to go 1-0 Arsenal.
I want that clean sheet.
Yeah, I need that clean sheet. It's the only thing
Aaron
that's
Ramsdale.
Salvage a bit of a decent game week. So coming on to the game week then, James, how have you gotten on so far?
Oh, not great. I'm on 37 points, which
same.
I think we're both.
We're gonna end up on exactly the same points because I've got Jimenez coming on for Tony, and the only player that we've both got left is Ramsdale.
Oh, okay. What, are you on 36?
Yeah, I'm on 36.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So with Jimenez coming on, 37.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So we both finish on a shitter then.
Yeah, nothing from Reece James, 1 from Vardy. Salah, obviously 6, double to 12. Rafinha, 5 points. Yeah, it's nothing much to shout about. And I'm down to 716k. It's 2 red arrows in a row, and it's painful.
Yeah, I've dropped to 29k, which is a bit annoying. Basically dropped 50% again, so it's a bit of a pain. Could have been so much different, Cancelo obviously conceding late to Watford. Livramento did have 8 points until the 98th minute. It's one of those game week. Jota, for instance, missing an absolute fucking sitter. The thing that's pissing me off the most is two things. That the double Chelsea at the back really winding me
Oh
up now.
yeah.
James and Alonso doing absolutely nothing. I'm hoping, given the fixtures, Leeds, Everton, Wolves, might be some attack and returns and some clean sheets in there, but I've not been impressed so far, particularly with Alonso. And my problem at the moment is my three forwards. So I own Jimenez, Tony, and Kane. I want rid of all three because
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wolves' fixtures atrocious.
Oh,
Tony's got COVID, and Kane is Kane.
how
So
how many transfers do you have?
I've got two. So I'm very tempted to
Okay.
make a -4. Um,
Oh, and get rid of all three.
yeah, because then
Wow.
I probably want to bench Livramento this weekend away to Arsenal. Given
Oh, big time.
our injury issues and suspensions, I think we're unlikely to keep a clean sheet. So the three players I'm considering bringing in are Antonio, Dennis, and Cristiano Ronaldo, and I can afford it.
That's very good moves.
Yeah, I think that'll be the three that I probably make. I just want to make sure that there's no injuries midweek with Champions League and Europa League. So I'm expecting maybe to miss out on 0.1, 0.2, but I think I've got about a 0.5 swing. So I'm going to hold and then make those three moves.
Fair enough. I've already done my moves. Had to do it just in case people go up tonight or down.
So
So
what have you
they're
gone
done.
for? Rafinha to
I've
Bernardo?
Rafinha to Bernardo Silva. And in order to do that, I've got rid of Hayden at 4.5 and downgraded him to Mendy, who's 4.3, the only 4.3 midfielder in the game.
Wow.
I
Okay.
needed point two, and that was the only way I could do it, really,
Fair
properly.
enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's hope we get a clean sheet tonight then, James. And
Yeah.
fingers crossed we're celebrating at least a 40-point game week. We might see a tiny rise if Ramsdale can keep a clean sheet, given he's only 14% owned. So fingers crossed.
I hope so.
All right then. Well, on that note, we'll end the pod there, mate. And as always, it is a goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
guys.